What's going on, my trainer club? We are going to do my top tips to help you max out on this seemingly unimportant event, but I think that it is going to be a little bit in your favor to check out at least some of the tips to help you max out on this new regional shiny event, even though all the regionals are in your region and in your egg. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below. I just want to hear everybody's initial reaction before I start breaking down some of my tips that I think that you guys may then be a little bit more excited for, because I think there's a hidden gem in this event that nobody is really accounting for. What do you think about this event? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to see everybody's reactions. You know, I read almost all of my comments. I try my best to reply to all my comments. You guys mean a lot to me, and your opinion matters to me. So definitely leave a comment below. So the fall is coming in, guys, right? I'm in a long sleeve t-shirt. I released my Montreal event shirt. Appreciate everybody that supports me, but now we are getting into the fall, so you know what time it is. It is my absolute favorite time, sweatshirt weather. So I am going to bring back for a limited time. So if you do want this, you have to act fast. It is going to be a pre-order at thetrainerclub.com, no www. We ship all across the globe. This is going to be it. We are bringing back the alumni graphic, one of my favorite graphics. It is going to be on the sweatshirts, on the long sleeves, and the tank tops for some people that requested it. So if you guys want this, make sure to go into my shop, thetrainerclub.com, get yourself one of these, guys. I have medium weight, I have heavyweight sweatshirts if you're a heavier weight sweatshirt. I have girl shirts, guy shirts, and tank tops. So now is the time to stock up on your trainer club gear. I'm going to be shipping it out in about 2.5 weeks. So do not wait. Like I said, I'm not going to be ordering too much extra of this inventory. I only do pre-orders because I am all about my quality, and my quality means I have to do pre-orders to make sure I can get you guys the best of quality in the garments, in the quality of the shirts, and the quality of prints. So thetrainerclub.com is going to be where you order your official fall trainer club merch before it sells out. And I think in the spring we might be doing some snapbacks. So thank you, guys. Let's get right into my tips right now. Let's do it. We have this event that is sponsored by the United Nations World Tourism Association. Wow, that is a mouthful. So what does this event have in store? It is actually going to be starting just about when I drop this video at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then it's going to go till October 1st at the same correlating time. What does this event have in store for us? Yes, we get a new shirt that is going to be in the shop, but that is not really my focal point of the event. We are going to have the features that include regional exclusive Pokemon, that a few now have shinies that are going to be in 5-kilometer eggs. Then we also have Mime Jr, which can be now hatched, which can be shiny. However, it is only going to be in the European region, out of 5-kilometer eggs. Then we now have Seviper, as well as Zangoose, that can now be shiny in the Americas, in the Greenland area. Basically, like this side of the continent, we have the Seviper. In the other side of the world, we then have the Zangoose, which is like Europe, Asia, Australia, right? So you guys all have the Zangoose over there. So those guys are going to be the shiny potentials that you can get from this event. So the features of this event is going to be 1/4 Stardust for trading, which is going to be crucial. Then we have 2 times XP for spinning Pokestops, which is okay. We have special themed research, which we will break down once the event is released. I wanted to get these tips out to you guys first, and then if need be, or if there's something crucial, I will make a research video for you guys to help you guys max out on anything that's in there, anything that's notable with shinies, 100% IVs for you guys to look out for. You know I got your back. Every single potential covered that we have. So if we check out this graphic here, we want to know what are these shinies that are available, and what can we get in these 5-kilometer eggs in the different regions. We have the Farfetch, which is in some of the Asian regions that you will be able to hatch the shiny potential. In the Australia, we can have the Kangaskhan. In the Americas, we can have the Tauros. In the lower part of the Americas, right around the equator, we can get the Heracross and the Corsola, which are both non-shiny potentials. We can hatch a Volbeat and an Illumise. Not really sure why, but we can get good IVs if we'd like them. In the India areas, we can get the Torkoal. We can get the Zangoose over in the Asia and the Pacific region. We can get the Seviper in the Americas. We can hatch the Lunatone, which also has a shiny potential, also on the other side of the continent in the Asias. In the Americas, we can hatch the Solrock with the shiny potential. Wow, that's pretty cool. We can hatch the Tropius and the Relicanth if you guys are looking for good quality IVs. The Pachirisu, which is going to be up up north, right? Really north, where you can get the Pachirisu. The Mime Jr, which now has a shiny potential to be hatched in the European region. We have the Chatot, which you can get in the Australia region. We then have the new ones, which is going to be Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour, all in their respective regions. And then we can get the Heatmore and the Durant. The Heatmore is going to be the Americas and the Greenlands, and the Durant is going to be on the other side. So I hope that helps you out, guys. Just know, wherever you're playing at, you can then get these Pokemon in the 5-kilometer eggs. So it has to be the 5-kilometer eggs. Unfortunately, I am personally just not the biggest fan of the 5-kilometer eggs because it just doesn't seem to produce lucrativity for me. It just doesn't, it has never. But if you're into it, you can go ahead and do that and hatch these guys. The only real significant one that I see that is potential would be the 5 kilometers in the European region, because that is where you're gonna get the Mime Jr. And Mime Jr is gonna be rare because right now it's only gonna be in Europe. So tip number 1, before I get into tip number 2, which is gonna be my most effective one, tip number 1, must get the shiny Zangoose and the Seviper. Reason why. Tip number 2 is gonna be the best. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Tip number 1, because they're regionals, right? So they're currently in their regions. And if you ever travel, if you have friends abroad, when you have these shinies, think about this. How popular is shiny Lunatone? Not popular at all, but the demand for it is very high because it is not in the Americas right now. We cannot physically get that Pokemon. The same thing is gonna be the Zangoose shiny is absolutely cool. It's amazing. So it's gonna be a very high demand Pokemon. So get the Seviper, get the Zangoose, bring them to a Go Fest or bring them to friends and trade them when you need to trade them. However, obviously it's gonna cost a decent amount of dust. So make sure you do it at a Go Fest when there are reduced cost to dust trading, if that's something you desire, unless you have that 10 million Stardust reservoir that I talk about. On to my tip number 2, here it goes. So we're only in this event for about 6 days, right? Some of you guys may be like, I have a Pokemon that I don't have, I have a shiny that I want, I've been waiting to trade it, you've been telling me not to trade stuff. Here we go, guys. 1/4 Stardust on trades is absolutely so clutch. Think about this. If you want to trade your best friend for a shiny Pokemon that you do not have, which is normally 40,000 Stardust, now is going to be 10,000 Stardust, right? So doing 6 trades of this is basically like doing 1 normally, right? So that's super amazing. So we do 6, we're doing 10,000 per day. That's gonna be 60,000 Stardust, which is not really that bad. If there is any time that you want to get a shiny or a legendary that you don't have with the best friends, I highly suggest you do this. I don't really suggest going outside of this best friend category because it starts to get a little bit expensive for the Stardust. I don't think it's the most wise, but if you needed to do like 1 as an ultra friend, going from 80,000 to 20,000, not the worst thing that you can do, but just definitely not optimal as the best friend scenario is. So I would definitely suggest capitalizing on this. So this is the time, if you've ever had, I know I'm gonna say something that may offend some of you guys, a stupid Stardust trade. Meaning you have a shiny that you really want, you haven't gotten, you've been emotional, you really wanna trade for it, or you have a lucky friend, you don't have a legendary. Right now, during this event, is the best time to do it. Make sure to max out on all of your trades every single day. I would suggest, if you've been saving any trades to do, I would suggest trying to hit your trade limit every single day, which is 100 trades, right? Take your Machops, take any of the rare Pokemon that you want candy for, meet up with some friends, or even if you don't really want candy for it, but you're trying to get luckies, like this is a great time to max out on your trades every single day as much as possible. Don't take this lightly. You get 100 trades per day, 1 special trade. Make sure to do the special trade early and then max out on the rest. And if you've been listening to me and you've had lucky trades saved up, and you're like, I really want this lucky on a shiny, I've been trying to get it, I don't have it, now would be the time to do so because of how significantly reduced this trade is going to be. Don't just trade a legendary for a legendary every day. If you have something that you've been waiting for, a shiny, a legendary, either of those 2 that you do not have, because trading just a regular Pokédex entry, even if it is a regional, like if I went to obviously the Montreal event and I were to give you a Tropius and you're a best friend of mine, it's only gonna be 800 Stardust. Not the best trade to do, but if I went and caught a shiny Mewtwo, you do not have a shiny Mewtwo, we are lucky friends, best friends, I am going to trade that to you, which is so much less, because if we do 6 of these, 1 each day, which is basically like doing 1 normally and then half the other one. So don't take this lightly, guys. If there's anything you've been wanting to trade, I wouldn't say to do it with like a random person, but if you even were considering doing with a random person, this is the best time to do so. So only right now are you ever gonna hear me say to trade something emotional and silly, then right now, right? This is the time to do it. I would prefer that it was gonna be a lucky friend, at least a best friend, minimum an ultra friend, but if you so desire and you want to deplete some of your Stardust resources, this would be a good time to do it, because 1 quarter is no joke. That is a lot less Stardust than anything else. So right now, if you've been waiting to hit something, especially a shiny legendary lucky with a best friend that you do not have right now, is the time to do so. Tip number 3, coming at you strong. We have the 2 times XP for the Pokestop. So if anybody is out there looking to get XP, now would be a pretty good time. It is definitely not the Adventure Week stop. However, it's really easy to gain a lot of XP when you're spinning Pokestops if it doesn't have to be a new stop, right? So a really good way to do this, if you're really like hungry for XP, would be to get to a downtown area, pop a lucky egg, but before you pop that lucky egg, you could also time up some best, ultra, great friends on that lucky egg if you coordinate with those people. You can also start clearing out what I would do, clear out a lot of your berries, clear out a lot of your Pokeballs, because if you're only going for XP and stops, I know you're not gonna get the Stardust, but if you were to do like a decent loop that has a ton of stops and you just keep doing it, keep dumping your balls. Keep doing it, keep dumping your balls. Have your Pokemon in gyms so you can then dump and remote feed your berries to the Pokemon in gyms, so you don't have to necessarily dump them, because berries equal Stardust, which is a good thing, right? Especially if you're gonna be taking my tip number 2 and be trading it. So that's what we have to do. Get to the downtown area, dump a lot of your Pokeballs if you're gonna be really concentrating on this, because you will stack them back up. I know it's crazy to do that, but it does actually work. That's how I got a lot of XP during the Adventure Week when I was in Chicago. I was dumping all my berries, all my balls, and I would just go and run, and it would definitely build those resources right back up very fast. We're just gonna focus on the research, focus on everything else. Make sure to get those shinies, guys. Make sure to hatch some eggs if you want to. I personally, I'm not gonna be super incubating a ton of eggs. Honestly, like, I'm not in Europe, so Mime Jr is not relevant for me. If you're not in Europe, I don't think the 5-kilometer eggs are that incentivized to be able to hatch. I mean, yes, I could hatch a shiny Tauros, but I hatched like 300 eggs during the 7-kilometer eggs and I didn't hatch a shiny. So with those current egg pools, it's not gonna be exclusively like only Tauros I'm hatching. You can hatch everything in the 5 kilometers and adding in a higher chance to hatch some of these regionals, so I don't necessarily think it's worth it. But the overall biggest win is the quarter Stardust, guys. Like I told you guys, do not take it lightly. Trade for stuff that you do not have with best friends. It's gonna be worth it. Trust me, it's gonna save you a ton of dust. It's gonna fulfill this emotional need that you guys have, and it's gonna be a big win. So anything else that comes up, I will leave in the comments below. And if the research is significant enough, I will definitely get that out to you guys in a timely fashion. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm gonna see you guys out on that next video. But before I do, thank you to my likers, commenters, subscribers, and sharers. I really appreciate all those shares, and my Patreon members for taking their subscription to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.